welcome to Curl Talk with Colleen. Today, I'm going to be sharing with you the truth about the curly girl method that most people won't tell you. If you are new to my channel, welcome. Please like, subscribe, and leave a message. It means the absolute world to me. I have a special gift for you. In the comments section below, you will find free resources that I made specifically for you to help you get the curls you want. Click below, get that freebie, and let's get into today's topic. The truth about the curly girl method that most people won't tell you. Now, I'm gonna bust a few myths today about the curly girl method, but I do have a disclaimer. I know some people are gonna be upset about this video. I consider myself a modified curly girl. I followed strictly the curly girl method for a very short time and quickly realized that there were a lot of things that were not gonna work for my hair. So I've tweaked it in a way that works for my hair, because it just makes no sense to me to do something just because everybody else is doing it when it's not serving you, okay? So if you get anything from today's video, take that away. You need to do what's right for your curls, and since all curls are different, it's gonna look different for you than it does for everybody else. By the end of today's video, you will be able to recognize the good, the bad, and the ugly of the curly girl method, because I'm sharing everything today. Number one, it is super constricting. I read the whole Curly Girl Handbook by Lorraine Massey, and there's a lot of things in there that I just don't particularly love. I don't necessarily think that all sulfates, silicones are wrong. There are some products that they work really well in, and it's really a matter of how they're formulated and how your hair reacts to them. So it is super restricting. If you are a very intense rule follower and you love being told what to do, even though it makes zero sense, then the curly girl method might be for you. Spoiler alert, it takes a really long time, or at least it can take a really long time. And that's not at fault of the curly girl method. What really comes into play with that is how damaged your hair is. If you've been using a straightening iron for 10 to 15 years like I was, there's a good chance that your hair is severely damaged. So this is not a quick fix, unicorn product, unicorn method that's gonna get you bouncing, spiral, healthy curls right away. You're going to have to give it time. So just like anything that's worth having and worth doing, and any goal that you set, it's going to take time and consistency. So don't get discouraged after 2 weeks and you don't have the curls of your dreams. Don't get discouraged after 3 months and you saw results, but now all of a sudden your hair is relapsing. All of that's normal. The most important thing to remember is that this is a journey, and the best thing you can do is stick with it. Follow curly girls that have very similar hair to yours. Read different blogs, watch videos like this, subscribe to my channel and get on my email list so you can get first tips from me. Just saying. You just go into it with the expectation of like, this is gonna be a lot of work. It's gonna take some time. You're gonna stick around longer and you're not gonna get discouraged about it. Results vary, you guys. These curls are great for me, but I see people all the time with curls that I'm like, why can't I have results like them? Why don't my curls look like that? And that's just human nature, you guys. The grass is always greener on the other side, when in reality, the grass is greener where you water it. Yes, I want you to follow a whole bunch of curly girls that have a similar hair type to yours, but try to keep in mind that it's still different and you need to do you. Results vary. Just because you follow someone that has these amazing ringlets and their hair is thick and they don't have a lot of frizz doesn't mean you are going to get those results. The realistic part of this whole journey is that your hair will probably never look exactly like somebody else's. It's actually what makes curls so amazing. You are so unique, just as your curls are. So I just want you to take a minute and let go of any expectation you have of your curls and focus on the journey. Number 3 can be very confusing. Yes, trying to bring your curls back to life can be very confusing. Now let me tell you, it does get easier. Say it with me. It does get easier. But you have to be willing to have failed wash days, to buy products that don't end up working, to have a event that you really wanted your hair to look great for and it just wasn't doing it for you that day, at the end of the day, it takes time, it takes tracking, it takes patience, it takes experimentation. So it can be very confusing. The best thing you can do is test, experiment. Don't be afraid to use new products. Don't be afraid to use products in a way that maybe is a little bit different than you thought. But I have learned things that work for my curls that I never thought were a thing. So just erase everything you know about your curls, erase any expectations, and know that being confused and it being confusing is part of it. I have a whole bunch of resources to help it be less confusing below, place to start, but you will figure it out and it will get easier, but it can be confusing. Everything, I mean everything, affects your curls. The weather, the amount of moisture in the air, the amount of moisture in your products, the amount of protein in your products. It's actually shocking to me just how much affects your curls. So we're just gonna keep it simple and we're gonna say everything affects your curls. If you let the water run through your hair like this and style it, and if you flip your head over and style it like this, you will get a completely different outcome, okay? And that is because curls are very temperamental and everything affects them. So when I say take detailed notes, I mean how you applied your product, how wet your hair was when you applied your product, what you use, how much you use, what you use with what. It's super important. Now, don't get stressed out. I know this seems like a lot. This is just in the beginning. Just while you're learning and figuring out your curls and trying to make a plan and learning about your curl type and your porosity and products and techniques and all that stuff, it will feel confusing and it will be that everything is affecting it. But it will get easier, I promise. Term, don't believe all you hear and only half of what you see. Same applies with curls. Let you in on a little secret. It's because my curls look great in a perfectly staged ring light doesn't mean that when I go out, they look perfect. Chances are you're gonna see some frizz. Chances are you're gonna see some pulled out curls in the back. When you jump on Instagram or YouTube and you see all these beautiful curls and you're just having such curl envy, and then you start going down the rabbit hole of why can't my curls be that way? Maybe I should straighten them. Maybe I'm the only one with ugly curls. Don't do it. A lot of the stuff you see online, this is just the truth. It's not only with curly hair. A lot of the stuff you see online is staged. There's certain lighting. You don't know the whole story. I'm not at all saying those girls don't have beautiful hair. There are a lot of beautiful curls, but the chances are they're struggling with very similar struggles as you. So when you're tempted to think all those things, that your curls are ugly and everybody else's are pretty and how come curls look good on her but not me, don't believe everything you see because you don't know the whole story. I have no idea, so we're gonna keep going about the curly girl method that most people won't tell you is that it takes grit. Bringing your curls back to life is not for the faint heart. It is not for someone who wants results right away. It is not for someone that's gonna throw a temper tantrum when they don't get what they want. The truth about having curly hair is that it's an ongoing journey. And just when you figure out the perfect wash day, guess what? The weather is gonna change, your hormones are gonna change, something else is gonna happen. Maybe you run out of a product that you can't get because it's out of stock, whatever, and you're gonna have to reinvent the wheel and start from square one. Most of the time, if you're having like really bad problems and your hair is like not working, just clarify, that's usually like the best thing you can do. But there will still be times that it's not working, your hair is blah, your hair is limp. It takes grit to bring your curls back to life, and it takes grit to follow any form of the curly girl method. Getting to wearing your hair curly is not easy. And lastly, number one thing about wearing your hair curly and following the curly girl method that most people don't tell you, but I will, is that it is worth it. I spent 10, probably 15 years under a flat iron, you guys. And to be honest, my hair didn't even look good. It looked fried, it looked unhealthy, it looked like I was trying to be somebody I wasn't. And I don't want to go back to that. There is freedom that comes with truly accepting and embracing how you were made and rocking that out loud. So even through the trials, even through the ups and downs, even through the I hate my hairs and the failed wash days and the can't find the right products, it's worth it to keep going. That's why I'm here giving you tons of resources to stay on your journey, to bring your curls back to life, and to love your curls and yourself exactly the way that you were made. Thank you so much for watching Curl Talk with Colleen today. If you found value in this video at all or have any great takeaways, I invite you to leave a comment in the comment section. I know sometimes it's annoying, you have to log into your YouTube account and blah, 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 but that just helps my account be prioritized and it helps me be able to continue creating content that's helpful specifically for curly girls, because we've been forgotten about for a lot of years and it's time that changes. So like, subscribe, leave a comment, check back next Thursday for another video on curly hair.